Hey guys, Dark Prometheus here. Welcome back to some more of our Road to the League with Southport. So I'm going through the summer transfer window. Obviously, I got multiple screens here, so nothing crazy. I have things to occupy me while I'm going through some of it. I guess I missed a hurricane on another window, another screen. So we're gonna go through this. It's going to probably take me a long time, but I figured out what we're going like. I don't know what we're targeting at first. I don't know what we want to do with this roster. At the end of the day, it kind of depends on how we change it. Now, I feel like going into the Champions League, the league phase, we're just going to have good play. And I'm feeling like I don't want to change up the roster all that much. But also, we need to counter on this prestige that we have to make the roster better. And that's the key portion of it. So, in the last episode, we kind of went over what we're doing through here. We'll have to see, but ultimately, there's going to be some changes. Let's look at the league stuff. Let's look at it by league stats. If I can remember where league stats are. Here it is. So, league stats. 28 goals was the max by Jonah Kersey Asari on Liverpool. Lacau was in fourth with 24 goals. So that's a big one. Tottenham is not going to let him be loaned out again. I think from here, Tottenham probably starts him at this point. Because he also has a fourth highest rating in the division at 7.48. Has 8 man of the matches. Shutouts. Not a lot of shutouts for... Well, we're not in the top 4. Assists. Lisbeth Maria from City has it. Sebastian Depley. And then 2 from Arsenal with Federico Devon and Camille Waters. I mean, it's Southampton, which is very, very on brand, having the most yellow cards. Sharing it also with Burnley, who is being relegated. I thought we had probably the second. Well, we did have the second best form. We had a good 5 wins, no losses. Second, we were pretty good. At this point, I'm glad we didn't progress from there because we can see the XG table. We outperformed by 13 points. Because we're at 70 right now. The game doesn't think we should have 70. We are expected to be an 8th. So just right there on the cusp, but we played great. Our XG was up there. XG against was 5 less. Like that is a good swing. That's what you like to see. And typically, if you have 2 positives here, it means you drastically overperformed, which is exactly what it is. The only other team that has 2 positives, Everton, pretty much on brand, but 2 positives like this was Arsenal with 11 for XG against and -3 for XG against, which resulted in 17 plus points than they needed. And they just completely dominated this division. So, it's a good one. Burnley's being relegated because they have 7 games without winning. Like, that's insane. We went 1-2 games without allowing a goal. I don't know what that really kind of goes through. So, looking at this, we can see we can see it by year. We're going to have to see what these awards go through. Because we have a couple of times. So that's big. I actually like this window. It's really cool. Okay. So let's look at the team. Let's look at it by filters. And let's look at people not at club. All right. Most appearances. Well, it's a mix between Carbaya and DeLong, both with 45 appearances with that one. So I thought that was pretty good with those guys there. Most goals, Lacau with 26. Suarez with 16, playing out of attacking mid, which is great. Then from there, it's kind of by committee. Dalgard, Makovic kind of switching out, which one was hot. That was the one that was playing. Oria from midfield, the youngster, actually had 5 goals. That was pretty good. Fafa came in at the winter transfer window. We got him in and out, but I think if we buy him, he's going to have a bigger role. Zvarian here had 5 assists by Kovacs, 7 assists by Dodate, which I feel like both of these guys are good to retain on this roster. From there, 5 though by Marco Heinz, which was good with that. Average rating 7.43 was best with Lecau. Obviously, he had like the 4th best with that. Joe Suarez had a 7.12. Marco Heinz was 7.04 along with DeLong. Dodate had a 7.03, and then Bunde had a 7 flat. Only came in once, playing more at the lower portion with the under 21s than anything. So I felt we're pretty good when it comes to ability. I mean, we're developing these guys. Lecau is at his probably about his max. Suarez is definitely at his max. Fafa I'd like to bring in to see if we can get something. I mean, if he's at a 4, if he's at 3.5, maybe it's not the greatest, but he's at 4.5 now. So I'm thinking that he's at least at a 4 or maybe 4.5 for max ability. And Kurbaya, hopefully he stays here. We'll see. So it's going to be some questions there. For the loanees, they're going out. So we're looking at this. Zarza played 41 appearances, 2 assists, and 16 goals. Joe Hall, Aldershot did decent. Nothing crazy. I mean, the best one was definitely Clint Fairman down at the Veteran National League North, I think. Yep, North. 5 goals, 2 assists, 19 games, 7.07. That was pretty good. A lot of these guys flashed throughout. A lot of them had a lot of playing time, which is nice to see. Like Martin Ramirez, 32 appearances. I'm not sure if he's ready to be the backup, but imagine if we could sell him also. That would be another thing as well. There's a couple of guys in here that might get a little interest. Keyword is might. So that's there. Money-wise, we don't really need to worry about it. We're good. Now remember, I can't actually sign Fafa until we get to the transfer window because it's there. So end of season review for our guys. For key signing, yeah, Joao Suarez, I would say I would agree with the board. 20.5 million, put in a 7.12, hit 16 goals, 10 assists, and 37 appearances. Yeah, I would say that he is our signing of the season. Board also like this, the loan from Lecau. Heinz here. Thought this was another good signing for only 4.2. That was good. DeLong for only 10.75. Queens Park Rangers, a team that got relegated down. I thought that was a great one. This one was probably a low-key good one at the winter transfer window with Chico Blackwell from LAFC. And in this one with Kurt, I think he's going to be good long-term. I don't think there was any big ones that were probably an issue. Kovacs is pretty good. I mean, I thought we had a pretty good reach of a lot of good stuff. Our transfers out, which we normally get killed from here. Bennett, they're not actually mad about that. Scarson, they thought it was more. We're content with the sell. I think we could have probably sold him more, but I think it is what it is. Loans out. I like the one we got $1 million here. I think they could have commanded a bigger fee here. Zarza. If we can sell Zarza, that might be a big one. I'm not sure ultimately who would want him. Premier League, like over expectation. Slow start, but we kind of picked it up after the winter transfer window, which allowed us to get where we are. FA Cup, Aston Villa knocked us out. I think we ultimately made it to the 4th round, which we needed. And then Man City knocked us out of the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup, which was unfortunate. It was very unfortunate. All right, here it is. This is the fair shot. The goal of the season for the entire league was a shot by Suarez here in the 93rd minute. I want to see this goal here. So Suarez, dribbling it up, takes a shot from the 18 across the body. Not really across the body, but across the face of the goal, really, because it's going at an angle. And yeah, that is your, not just our goal of the season, but the entire league's goal of the seaseason. Biggest win 5-1 over Newcastle. Master, remember, was a 3-1 win over Brighton. All right. So we're going to be up to a 3.5 star. Still in national, because we need some more games at the continental portion. Good with the sponsorships. That's going to be up. Broadcast was around the same, if not a little less than last year. It kind of fluctuates every other year, about 122 depending on what we just are doing that season and what the matchups kind of sort out to. Corporate and hospitality went up 2 million. Big on the competition money because where we finished. And then match day commercial was great just because we played at Anfield longer this year. So that was great. Merchandise is going up. Corbaya, Suarez, Dalsgaard, Blackwell, and Malik. So actually some jerseys that are being sold of a lot of our youngsters. We didn't get any awards this season. We were second and third for a couple of months, but we weren't picked from that. Couple awards: Fans Players of the Season, Lacau, as well as the Young Player Signing of the Season, Xiao, I would say that, as well as Goal. Top goal scorer, Lacau, along with assists, he had 12, so he pretty much was doing everything. A man of the match, in highest rating. So that's in there. No competition awards, no record breakers or anything. Southport are everything to a rampant spell of form to finish the season. Nobody could keep pace, and once Southport got rolling in the latter portion of the season, it looked hard to stop them. I would say that is the fact. So there is your end of season review. And I have a lot of stuff to do because we have a lot of scouting to do. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll be right back into the messages because we have a lot of messages to go through, and this man is a very good player, but we can't afford him. All right, so here we go. Let's go through. Lacau is named in our overall best 11. You know he's in here on loan. We saw the review there. Supporter profiles. We got 150K more followers, and we've broken 1 million. We've broken 1 million. So our goal next season is finish mid-table in the Prem. Okay. That might be a little bit harder. I think high tempo, pressing, attacking, entertaining possession. Build a new stadium. Ooh. They want to build a new stadium. I'm going to accept the current vision. They just want us to be competitive in the Europa League. We're going to be in the Champions League. So there's that. End of season review. Let's talk about the Prem. I think we can go top half finish in the Prem. Good to count ourselves. And we're there. So if they want to build a new stadium, we will likely play at Anfield if they're going to tear down this stadium. Training camp destination. I think we need to play some active Premier League teams and top teams. So we're going to Germany. My youth candidates. Okay, so my youth candidates this year started with Toshin Ayer. Our best player. Looks like he's going to start November National League North-South in this. Does he automatically start as a South? No, he actually doesn't. Maybe he does. Well, the first year I'm going to keep him here. And maybe when he's 17, he'll go out on loan. But he looks like a good player. From there, Adam McGreevy. I think he can improve a lot. We had a couple of sneaky players in this one. Alistair McLeod. He looks like a great player, ambitious, 16. I think he could sneak in and be a sneaky good player if this is in fact 3.5 to 4 stars. The other one that was sneaky is Steve Bonner. He's not great right now. He does need a little training in a lot of things, especially acceleration, especially agility. I think if he gets good, this could be up to like 10. Probably that's the max. But I think this is a player that could actually fetch us a good price. And from there, I just thought at this point, it's time that we're at the Prem. We're making some money, that we start getting more guys that can play. So we're not killing our roster when it comes to a lot of things. So as we go through, I'm going to keep on looking at scouting and we'll see what we ultimately get because I want to spend some money, but I want to spend some money smartly. Okay, so they're going to expand it up. It's going to be completed by October 2041. So damn, a lot. That's going to take a while. So from there, we will likely play at Anfield again. So we have a 3.7 million bid for Casper Heimer. They're overpaying, which is absolutely hilarious. Like we were only putting them out there for 2.5 and someone actually put that much. That's insane. Now, obviously we're signing more staff, bringing in extra scouts because we had a scout retire. One signed elsewhere. We had a couple more slots open. So just moving around our staff until this transfer window opens. And then from there, we're able to make the play on Fafa and a couple of other players that we've kind of been looking at. So, all right. So this year, we also have to concentrate on what we're looking at for youngsters and kind of develop this roster as we go through. First one, we kind of saw them in the winter. I'm thinking about bringing in Anders, Magnus, Stavik, Masader. So, while he's not consistent, might have a little competitive streak in him. When he's resolute, wonder kid. I think he starts with a good baseline here. Good determination, flair, leadership's in there. Good technique, tackling, doesn't have marking and passing. So we put him more as a wing back on the left. And we need another player that can play a wing back on the left. Say 8 with 5 million installments from there. The other one we're going to do, we're going to pull in Fafa. He will actually be the guy that we pull in at this point. We can't get his price down, but ultimately, at the end of the day, doesn't matter all that much. He is 19. Now, the thing will be, since he's been here and we'll bring him in, this should not restart. Keyword is should not. So there's there. When it comes to registration, I'm not sure if we can see. No, we can't. So we have 8 players in England. What we have to do, look at, is a Champions League. Champions League, for that, the rules are... So 4 players trained at the club for 3 years. So I need 4 players trained at the club. We have the 8. Okay, so Jensen could probably... He didn't want to sign with us again, so we're going to end up sending him for $1 million back to... I think it's back to... Is he from Chile? Yes, he's Chilean. So we go ahead and send him back to Chile for $1 million. I think we took a loss out of this. We did. It is what it is, but he doesn't want to sign with us, so... I mean, it was lucky that we got $1 million out, $1 million back for him. So it's only a 500K loss, which kind of sucks. So Zars is going to Queen Park Rangers. So we went ahead and sold him for 800K. We also get 3 million back from that contract. I mean, Zarza played a bit of ball for us, but not a whole lot for the most part. So that's interesting. So we made some bad signings in the past, but it's okay. We're turning the corner. All right, Casper Heimar is out for 3.7 million. Top teams moved around, coefficient spots, so we get the Premier League spot there. And we're just bringing in more staff, kind of switching out staff, making sure everyone is up to what we need, so on and so forth. Nothing crazy, just slowly upgrading and getting better in that staff department. You see, like sports scientists. Fafa does join us, so he's going to become over for 17 million. So that's good. We'll also get the other guy. So we bring in 2 Wonder Kids in here that we've identified. And yeah, I'm liking it right now. European football, Romania. I mean, if Karabaya is going to play well, that kind of helps us. We're still on the hunt for a couple of players, so there is that. All right, so I'm going to make a massive bid. It might be silly, But right now, I feel like we need to do something. Now, potential is out there for in is 28 million, but out we have 19. So, all in all, it's just showing 8.25. So, we have about 30 million a portion. I'm not sure. We're going to bring in Fabian Holmgren as a sub in and out. We'll have a fee that we can pay for him. That's going to be one that we're going to see if he can help us out in the middle. So they've countered with a 31 or 30.5 and 27 million. That is interesting. You know what? I'm gonna accept this. The Wonder Kid, we're gonna take an absolute just shot in the dark. We're gonna see what happens. I see Dortmund and I see United in there, so I think we should do something like that and see what we can do. Now, if someone actually encountered that, I would be fine with that. I will give him that 8 million. Okay, so Clavery is going to go to Cardiff City, so that's going to be there. That's a good sale because it ultimately ensures that we got him on a free and we make 15 million in profit. Castro is going to go out on loan to Killamark. We won't get what we want ultimately in keeping him as a train at the club, but that's fine. And Zanelli will go out to Ipswich Town to keep playing in England. So some big sales there, which ultimately is 17 million. I think that converts. I don't think that is ultimately enough. Maybe wage contributions. Actually, it's not a lot for the wage contributions, so that's fine. And here is Melser. So this is a big signing to bring in. We need to figure out what we're going to do. Obviously, league review. Arsenal won, relegated down Burnley, Reading, and Swansea City. We're the biggest overachievers. Signings of the season. So Tiberi was a signing of the season last year, which was great. And then Marco Heinz. So two of our players coming in here. That's big. Tiberi is a big play in the middle, but also on the outside. And I feel like I'm not going to sell him unless someone comes in with a big bid. Because I feel like his ability to play both there and up top if we need him are kind of big. Okay, now they accepted it. And so all of our preseason set, all of our stuff is good. And now we just need a couple of players to come in. Fabian Holmgren will come in. That's going to be one that we have. All right, here it is. The work permit. He's going to come in. And there it is. We have two Wonder Kids at the top. One way or another, this is going to crash and burn. Or it's going to be a smart idea. I don't think there's any remote chance that this somehow stays in the middle. All right, so this is what I was hoping that would not happen. DeLong has a bid for from Al Ali, and yeah, it's a large bid. Let's see if we can persuade him to stay. Okay, they're short. Let's say 45 is a fair number. If they're gonna go 45, holy damn, he looks good. Okay. He's not as good in shot stopping. Holy. Bro, this guy put a 7.27 as a goalkeeper in Belgium. To play the Southport, he wants 6 million. Yeah, you can have it. That's fine. Okay, so Onana comes in, a 21-year-old goalkeeper. Played very well in Belgium. We'll see how that goes. It looks like he's going to agree. It's going to be for 65 million in total. 35 million up front. Over the course, another 35 million over the next 3 years. I think that's fine. Selling DeLong for a hefty sum is fine also with that. So I'm okay at this point. Unless Chelsea takes that, then we're gonna have words. So I want to pick someone else. That kind of sucks. However, we found someone else. I think he's even better. Okay, so our next option is Pavlos. Maybe I'm hoping Juventus doesn't screw this up. $26 million in mandatory. Actually, that's not a bad mandatory fee. However, the cost of the loan is absolutely freaking ridiculous. All right, so here we go. We have some projections in the league right now. So top goal scorer, looking like they're going to give it to Radovnikovic from City again, but you have Ferreira, Kuziasar. I mean, it's not really any different from there. Again, top player odds, nothing that wasn't crazy from last year. Radovnikovic, Fidel Wisdom's in here, Di Pascali, Ferreira, and Davida. I mean, it's not. Yeah, it was this man right here, Emiliano Varela. He had 3 goals last game in an absolute riot, and he is still scoring goals under 23. So I think he is going to be one of those guys that is an absolute monster on the field. Corbaya, we're giving him another contract, so that's why it's there. Young players, so Muti, Manolo, Corbaya in here, Varela, D'Alessandro, and Trotman are all in here, likely getting that. And here's our expectation reviews. Just be competitive in all the cups, mid-table finish in the Premier League, and reach the Champions League proper, which we're automatically in, so we should automatically get that. Should be fine. From there, we're gonna have to keep a couple people out of registration for things. I was hoping I could see a possible game because they're in the final. So it's funny because the under 23s are playing Portugal hours after it. So we won't see this until next episode, which is funny. We won't actually see that. And that's really Blackwell and João Soares are on the under 23s for Portugal. And Emiliano Varela is on Argentina. So that's going to be interesting with that. So we'll have to replace those going into next episode. When we look at the Prem, the preseason preview, 13th. We're rising up. 13th is where they project us. I like it. Putting some respect on our names. Here. Carbaya's in here. Suarez. So just 2. But I'll take it. I'll take it if we're projected to be 13th. It's not as bad as I thought. Season tickets, only 8,500. We're going to be playing at home at the Hague Avenue, so that should be good. Our sponsorship income is 27.5, so still hovering around 27. I think it went up 3 million from that. Past stuff in the league. So we can see award winners last season because they did it for last year. Obviously, the player of the year goes to Jonah Kassi from Liverpool. And Radojkovic will have a bunch. Head coach goes to Arsenal, Sergio Conceição. I was pronouncing that. Top goal scorer. And then division of the year, pretty much Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City with Tottenham's goalkeeper. So we saw the goals. Young player of the year goes to Jacob McKenzie. Now, player of the year, saw that. And then the Golden Glove, well, it goes to Tyrese Bodycoat because he was absolutely amazing in the division. So there's your awards from last year. At the end of the day, we just have to win games. How we start this season is Manchester United, Sheffield United, and Cardiff City. We don't have our Champions League games still. Champions League is still in its phase, I think, before the league even is taken in. So it's the third qualifying round, and then you have the playoff still to go through, which the playoff has not been actually scheduled yet. I mean, it has to be, right? It is. So it'll be into September before we actually know who we play. So it won't be until next episode. Going into... Hell, it might not even be next... Okay, it will be next episode because we'll hit Cardiff City and then we'll get the schedule, which will be a little packed September, October timeframe. So it'll be that. Otherwise, I feel like we did some good work here. Our key players that we brought in, Fafa, which from last year, Relia, you've kind of seen him. Maelster will be the one starting on the left side this year because of an injury to Heinz. Otherwise, I feel like we're in a position to where we are good. Now, I was about to say, because Malik is going to be replaced. And we'll have to replace 4. So I feel like we have enough depth, which we can do what we need to do. On top of it, Holmgren playing in the back is one thing. Could move Korobaya up, but we all know Holberg's going to be up there, kind of filling that spot. So, I mean, I feel good. Let's look at one last thing. That's the transfer history. So, not a lot coming in from this, and even back here, I mean, it's just Anders, Magnus, Stockvik. When it comes to players going out, decent amount of players going out. Nothing crazy. Our biggest sell is Ryan Clavery. A couple, one in here was Zanelli. We just want to clean the roster. Heimer as well. I'm surprised I got a good amount of money from Heimer. And then going out again, I mean, SARS, we should have just put him out for a free. We're paying for some of his contract over to Defensor Sporting. I felt good. And our loans, we had a couple of, really just one unexpected sell with Radomir Petrovic. Nothing crazy though. Had a good 6.5 from Ismet Lutic. Ditchfield gave us 10 million. So I feel good. Ultimately, when we get towards the winter transfer window, we can spend we got 30 million in the bank. I think we can spend some of that to kind of see what we're doing. But ultimately, 27 million in the hole isn't big. Especially when you consider the fact that a mid-table finish will wipe that out. So I'm fine with that. Plus, it's not counting any wins we have the Champions League. That doesn't count anything for the revenue we make in the Champions League, which is 6 or 8 games. So it's that. It also doesn't include, if we get past that, the money that we get from it. I think it also doesn't include the stipend that we get for making the league phase even, which is still a good amount of money, but for whatever reason, well, I can't say whatever reason because we haven't ticked over to it. When we look at the rules, we get the league phase. It is, actually, I don't know what it is. When you get this, but if I remember right, it was like anywhere from 10 to 20 million. I want to say it was like 13, but you never know. And then from there, $1 million for each. In the league phase, you're looking for $1 million for each draw, $3 million for each win. If we can win some games in there, we get to the knockout phase, and then you're just getting $10 million just to show up, which I think we can make it to the knockout phase with what we have. We're a pretty young team. We'll see where it goes. So I feel good at this point. So thanks for hanging out. Go leave a like below, comment, and subscribe. I have recorded a lot of Football Manager. I'm a degenerate. It's 8 a.m. in the morning. I'm going to get something to eat. And yeah, I'm probably going to go to sleep because I degenerately played Football Manager to get this transfer window for you guys. Not really on Tuesday because I have Tuesday's episodes and Wednesday's episodes. So this will be Thursday's episode, more than likely. And then Fridays will be the start of a new season. So kind of went hard on this just to get this done for you guys. And yeah, stream later because I have things to do. So thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys next time. Later.